Good morning, my loves. Welcome back. So I've just recorded a video for you that was, I think, quite amazing. And then I realized it wasn't recording. So we're doing this again. We are doing this again. So we have to channel the divine again. Let's try it. I hope the divine is going to work with me again on this. This video is going to be about Saturn conjunct the Ascendant in Synastry. So we are back to our Synastry series, which I know you love and you want more of. So yeah, let's talk about how it feels and how it works out when we have one person's Saturn conjunct the other person's Ascendant. Can it work? And if so, how does it work? Well, as you probably can imagine, this is not an easy get-together. This is not an easy get-together. On no level is this easy. However, we can make this work. We can 100% make this work. Like, you know me, say we can make every aspect work. But we have to work it, right? You have to work it to make it work. Especially with Saturn, you have to work it. If you don't work it, it's not going to work. And in this video, I want to talk about the different energy stages that we can go through here with this aspect. I have my own experience with this aspect. It can be tough, but it can also feel very stabilizing. There is a feeling of security here that we get that is not easy to break. Even when everything else feels really heavy, this can make us endure a lot, which is not necessarily a good thing, but it can be a good thing. So let's look into this. So what we have here is one person's identity, one person's physicality, one person's approach to life come together with the other person's idea of how things are supposed to work in this world, right? Our 3D understanding of how things are supposed to work and how to improve them. And if we look at this on I don't want to say the lowest level, because that sounds just plainly negative, but on the level where we are maybe not as conscious of this energy. And let me tell you, all people that have this aspect on one level or another will go through this stage. They will. And this is a stage that is actually not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing, but it is difficult. It feels crushing, literally crushing. And you know me, the way I look at synastry, and the way I look at energy, the way I look at the planetary aspects within synastry, it is not always one person playing out their planet and the other person playing out their planet, or whatever it is point. It is it's flowy. Can we say that mostly if you're the ascendant person, you will play out the ascendant? Yes. It's like masculine and feminine energy. If you are a feminine identified woman, you will play out more of the feminine energy. You're supposed to play out more of the feminine energy. If you're not, you will feel off. If you're in your masculine too much, you will feel off, right? And your relationship will feel off as well. Why? Because you won't be able to dance with each other properly because you're both trying to be the man. Unless the man is more in his feminine, then maybe that can work again. But it's everything needs to be in flow. If it's not in flow, it is like this, right? And dancing like this might be funny for a while, but it's just exhausting too. So anyways, we leave that for another video. Now, having said that the ascendant will mainly play out the ascendant, the Saturn will mainly play out the Saturn, but this can also shift, right? There can be moments where the ascendant person plays out the Saturn and the Saturn person plays out the ascendant. But if we look at it from the mainly stage where, let's say I'm the ascendant, the other person is the Saturn, so I will feel that Saturn. And depending on how strong my Saturn is, how strong my Saturn aspects are, where they are, how they play out within me, that will then show me how much I can bear, how I feel about this relationship. Is it crushing me? Is it shrinking me? The shrinking is a big thing in this relationship. That the person that plays out the ascendant is going to feel like she's shrinking. And I intuitively said she, but it can also be he, obviously, right? It can be the man. If the woman plays out the Saturn and the man plays out the ascendant, the man might feel like shrinking, because he's not seen. He's not seen. He doesn't feel seen. And it doesn't mean that the Saturn doesn't see them, but the Saturn doesn't see the ascendant person in the way that ascendant person sees themselves and is and respects themselves, right? It's like that level of like, you don't see me, and the other person, of course I see you, but there's an off. There's like something is off, because the way that a Saturn person sees the ascendant is like, okay, we've got to improve things here, right? It's like it's this level of like, you know, it can be better, it can be better, it can be better. It's nice, but it can be better. And it's always like that. It's like it always can be better. And if the ascendant person is all about getting better, from a place of they are rooted within themselves, but they want to get better, then this may be easier to work on. If the ascendant person does it from a level of not enough, I'm not enough, so now I have to get better. I'm not enough, I'm never enough. That one is slowly killing us. I don't want to say killing. Okay, let's not say that. That one is slowly, I mean, it will shrink you into a little ant, because you will never ever reach that potential that you think you have to reach. And it's not even that the Saturn person ever says you have to reach a certain level. It's an energy exchange. It's like you'd never feel enough. The way the Saturn behaves in their own life, through their own beingness, you will always feel like, oh, I'm not enough. I have to be better. I have to do something more. They're not accepting me the way they are. Maybe they do, but through their own, they play out their own unconscious issues, and you make them yours, right? Because we're talking a bit about the ascendant here. So the Saturn person, or the Saturn person, the person that plays out the Saturn, what they bring in is their own unresolved karmic issues, and you may take them on, because the first house, the ascendant, is the identity. It's the identity. So you take on that identity of sorts, right? Not completely, of course, but you're like, you take it on, like all the issues that the Saturn person has with themselves, you're now taking them on to you. So it's like their issues, you have them now too, to a certain degree. And because they're not yours, they never were yours, they shrink you, because you're now feeling like you're not enough, because you also can't be yourself ever. You can't be fully yourself. You lose yourself in that, what is me and what's the other, what's their problem, what's my problem. There can be this understanding of I lose myself. Now, of course, we always have the option or opportunity to become conscious of this, right? And once we become conscious of this, we can utilize it and use it and shift and change and rearrange it, and we can have the conversation. We can have a conversation in the relationship, and we can shift it. And we can also shift ourselves, which is always the first thing to do anyways. We shift ourselves, and then through that, we meta update the relationship, where we have our new boundaries and we implement them. And we implement them in the most genuine way possible. We are not implementing them and saying, okay, from now on, you can't do this and this and this anymore. No, we implement them for ourselves, because we're doing this for ourselves. And that, if the Saturn person is also, doing their inner work, and there's a chance of them to pick up on that, right? And you will be able to meta update each other, and you will be able to reach an understanding where it doesn't feel crushing anymore, right? There's still this is an aspect that is not going to go away. There's still going to be a certain degree of Saturnness in this aspect, where there will always be a next level, right? But the higher we go in the levels, and by higher I don't mean, I'm not saying that the higher is better, as in you are a better person when you're on the higher level. No, I'm just saying it's better for your evolution. It's better for the way you are in your relationships, the way you move through your relationship. And also, it will help the relationship to, like, you will vibe differently with each other. And you can appreciate each other more, right? You can appreciate what you're learning together. Because on the bright side with this aspect, oh my God, you can create so much stability. You can build the strongest foundation. That house will not break. If you manage to build that foundation, no Uranus coming around the corner can mow it down. You know, Uranus coming around the corner sometimes saying, woo, here I am, I'm the tornado, and I'm going to mow down the house. The foundation will stand, and you will be able to build again. The house might fall down, but because you have this strong foundation in this relationship, you will be able to build again. So there is a stability in this aspect that is quite unique. It's quite unique. The only other stability aspect that I know that has a degree of this is the Sun in conjunction with Saturn. That can, you know, feel a little similar. But the Ascendant, because we talk about the physicality here, right? We talk about physicality and we talk about building and structure. This aspect can really make it last for the ages. This can last for the ages, but the lessons you will learn here and the lessons you have to go through, you have to be strong and you have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to do the work. If either of you is not willing to do the work, this is not going to work, or it will work in a way where you just feel like crushed. You will leave this relationship, you will be crushed for a moment, for a longer moment probably also, but then you will understand. And once you lock in those Saturn lessons, both of you, you will come out stronger, even if that relationship will not work. But as a person, you will both come out stronger. You know, if you decide to not go forward with this relationship, because it is hard. It is not for, it's not an aspect for the faint-hearted. Certainly not. I don't care how elevated you are, how conscious you are. This is tough. It's a very tough aspect. And yeah, again, you know, depending on the way you deal with Saturn and Saturn in your life, the aspects you have with Saturn, if you have a Saturn moon aspect, that will play into it. That will play into this aspect. If you in your natal chart, if you, let's say you're the Ascendant and you have Saturn conjunct the moon, Saturn, or even worse, like Saturn square the moon, Saturn oppose the moon. This aspect that you then have with your partner will, the emotionality you bring into this, that can be very intense. But also, again, the meta updating that is possible in this relationship, man, oh man, incredible. And this is an aspect I can talk about for hours. For hours we could talk about this, but I think I want to leave it here. If you have any questions about this aspect, if you have personal experience, just feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. And yeah, if you have this aspect with someone, I actually want to say congratulations, because my God, will you learn? Will you up level? Like, you will up level stages, not just one stage, but you will up level stages. You know, you'll be able to get far with this aspect. And if you manage to do this within the relationship, my God, you will be able to tell stories to your grandchildren that no one else can. You know, your grandchildren will be really look up to you if you manage to keep this intact. Not from a place of unworthiness, but I have to make it work, but from a level of I'm so worthy and I'm strong and we pull through and we learn and we grow together. I wish you all the best if you have this aspect. I hope you elevate through this in whatever way, shape or form. And again, if you have questions, if you want a personal reading, Synastry natal chart, you can message me. And if you want to work with me one-on-one on a coaching basis, I'm here. You can send me a message and we can work something out. And any other questions, feel free to ask. And I'll see you in the next video.